Hey y'all, still at it. I stopped for a moment to put my pile up in the um, heap, and the whole time, Daisy, she took a couple bites of food, a couple drinks of water, went into the pavilion, non-stop bitching because I took her off the nest and put her outside, which got everybody off else all fired up. Nobody came to her rescue, but they were all like, in solidarity. Yes, give our sister back her baby, because I took the egg. Yeah. So anyway, they, even Laddie and Flower, I mean, they're out here. It's like, I don't think they really give a shit what she's bitching about, but chickens, birds of a feather, they're flocking together in solidarity against the human who stole her egg. And worse than that, because I steal her eggs every day and she doesn't bitch, I took her off the nest. Yeah, that wasn't of her own free will. And I'm just chatting away over here, and you guys are just hanging on the fence looking inside a partially scooped out coop. So let's see. There. That's what I'm doing next. So this little log does not need to be anywhere anymore. Sometimes they would stand on it, especially when they were younger. I might end up putting it in the coop. Or, okay, so I keep thinking and saying I'm going to get new chicks. I kind of broached the subject a little bit yesterday in a video, or this morning, and I haven't posted that video. For heaven's sakes. Fixed to hit 55. My been a bit befuddled and bamboozled with the whole Paul Stroke thing. Not bamboozled, but not by him, but life, you know what I mean? So there's been some life changes, and I'm dealing with some health changes. Nothing serious, just age and wear and tear catches up with you and whatever. But anyway, regardless if I sound like I'm bitching and moaning, I'm good. I'm very healthy, except for some high blood pressure, some anxiety, and needing to lose weight. I'm grand. Yes. So anyway. So a lot of this is just excess I had. I wanted to get it out of my way. And I also wanted to make sure that because our ground was so saturated and I knew that the rain was just going to stand here and puddle and the whole little yard would be a pond. This ensured only their ankles got wet. They weren't, up to their bellies. But as you know, that's the reason of this configuration of pallets. It's like a boardwalk, and there's a pallet with big openings, and there's like a little bridge pallet that goes over the deep water spot, so that come hot summer, and they can root. I'm gonna put some ledges, make some rails around in a few places, but it's so they can, if the ground's wet or whatever, or they want air, they want to set somewhere where they're outside and there's air under their booty and on them, they got the pallets. Some place where they can get out and walk in, even in the winter. This year we didn't have winter. What little bit of snow we had melted off immediately. And I still, the one day that we didn't have really snow. We had a little bit of snow mix and what looked like snow for a little while, but it was all ice and then just mud. And then we've had nothing but rain. No winter, really. So yeah, I could probably use a fork, like a hay fork. But some of this is shavings too. A lot of it is. So, unless you got big giant clumps of livestock manure, it's just doesn't really feasible in the chicken coop. But this way, it's lightweight, so I'm not, you know, with my poor lower back, I'm not lifting, 20, 30 pounds of shovel, steel utensil, whatever, and then piling another 25 pounds on there. So I'll keep piling that up. A couple more rakes in here, and then that'll be it for my afternoon. And then tomorrow I'm going to come out and peel the tarp off and put everything back to open air. As you can see, for this tarp, I've started peeling back. Now that dark underneath with the brown trim, that's a shade cloth. So once that tarp comes down, that shade cloth, I'll fold back up another, I don't know, fold it in half so it'll be up another 10 inches. And it'll be all open in there. Now I am going to, there is plywood on the inside, which formed a wall inside. If you're new, you don't know this, or you don't remember. And then the walls are made by pallet 2x4s. So let me get this. So there's, there's plywood, and then there's that 4 inches on top of a pallet, and then there's the outside barrier. So, and I stuffed that with straw, so that made a nice insulation barrier from any kind of wind and rain from getting to them, and they stayed dry in the coop and up on this all winter. And I know it's probably a little eccentric way to do it, and other people are like, just spend the money and do it some way different, or I'm not fancy. I don't have the money to do things all fancy. I'm trying to untangle my sorry, my kitty cat having some allergy things, some kitty cat tail over this wind chime off the hawk net. I got hawk net doesn't just stick to your ponytail and your hat. So this is a little dog kitty. I've had it about 10 years. So anyhow, yeah, I've got quite a few things I need to come up here and take care of dealing with this hawk net. I need to reposition a bunch of it, and I need to take down. I have another little solar. That little solar panel charges the bulb by hanging laddies. I think that went out, and there's one that faces the west over there. I'll see which one's in best shape. I'm going to take one of them down. I'll probably leave this one because it allows me to plug stuff in or charge stuff with this little solar panel, and just a little charging port, as long, and I can leave stuff in the basket up here, or hang it on the door, or charge stuff and leave it at the entrance and not just back there where the chickens live, because I don't want to crawl back through their poop in their area to fetch things. God knows I do it anyway, because I squirrel, and since I'm no longer taking the ADD medication, I don't have the HD part. God, I wish I was hyper. I know. Okay, don't be controversial. If you don't get my warped, semi-morbid, inappropriate, 55-year-old lady humor, then piss on ya. So anyway, I'm gonna clean this mirror again. I think I'm gonna probably go ahead and hang it up higher, because I know they're gonna use this roost here a lot this summer. But I will take this plywood wall down, which will open it up between the top of Laddie's coop and that. They'll be able to see each other. I may leave that westerly wall back here, because in the summer that's where the heat just beats through there. So I may just leave it. I still will take the tarp down from it, because I have a lot of tin signs hanging that in, but an air will still be able to get in around it. I'll pull out any of the straw that's behind it. So it'll be more of a just blocking that late night sun, because it, that is the the northwest, and that's where it will blow in. And as I've said before, a lot of times when we're getting hurricanes and stuff, depending on the way it turns, if it's coming uh, clockwise, typically it'll hit the house and then circle around, clockwise. Otherwise, if it comes out of the north, they'll come out of the northeast, which is there. Not that big a deal. I can always put the shade cloth. Amazingly, keeps rain from coming in. The shade cloth gets wet and droopy, but rain doesn't come through it. But a lot of times it'll come from the northwest. Is where we'll get the biggest hit from. So who knows? Whatever. It's weather. You can't predict it anymore. I don't know if I'm even trying or thinking about it. So this curtain will come down next. I got to get my scissors and cut it down. This is going to, I'll probably just take it down and store it up over here above the table somewhere. That's one thing about, another good thing, if you're thinking about a run and coop combo like this, it's a 5x15 dog run, 6 feet tall, and then I've got a tin roof on it, which is standing on 2x4s on the side, so the roof is 6'4", and it's on part of it's on the old driveway. So down beneath all this dirt, a few inches, there's just it drains well. It's rock, whatever. That is an indoor dust bath for in the winter, and we had a winter this year. So I think this year I'm going to take it apart. I may leave a little split rail down the middle here that goes this way, but I think I'll take that out, rake it all out, and I'm going to take this floor out this summer and put a roost, a couple perches that are that height that they can jump up on, so that all their poo will come to the floor and I can rake it out. I'll still do a deep litter method back there to an extent, even through the summer. But yeah. And then again, I might move that and then take out the floor, or just part of the floor, so that they do have like a little place to get in there under the tunnel and look outside. So I might, this side of the floor is what's really sagging, so I may just cut the floor out this side, take it all out, leave some floor here, so if they go up the ladder, they have the floor that they can jump on their perches and they can shimmy down. But I know sometimes when it's raining or really windy, or in the summer when they want to get out of the heat, they'll come way back here and they'll get behind their ladder and into that shaded area down there. And there's always a good cross breeze. So yeah, I don't want, that way they still have that little tunnel of cross breeze without having to lay and wander through poop. Though they will lay and wander through poop just because they want to lay and wander through poop. So anyway, well, I'm going to get back to work. This flower outside. So I'm thinking that big pallet that's out in my the grow out yard, which is now, I'm just thinking, maybe I don't know if I really want to deal with chicks this year. This has been a weird winter, and I've got so much to do on my own and with the garden. And if I want to have any kind of decent content and any kind of peace of mind, I need to get my ass up, turn off the movies, put the books down, which is weird for me to say that, and get out here and get some shit done. Right now, because we've been so wet and the ground, as you can see, that's normally a sand color, and right now it's still muddy. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, because we've had such a cold winter, and we have stayed, not cold winter, sorry, total squirrel, lose your mind brain part. Such a wet winter season. We've had no winter, but and because it's really too much to mow right now, as in it's kind of wet, and I need my mower blade sharpened. I want all these little fresh blooms. There's the violets. Can't really see them. They're along that fence line. They're out around the dogwood. There's violets, and then there's this nettle weed. That's the little purple things out there in your yard you see. And there's dandelions, but you see a few butterflies floating out there, and those are the first blooms, those first bits of nectar that your emerging pollinators who need nectar get. So I'm all about, if I have to mow it twice, at a high setting and then go back over it on the lower setting, I'll do that just because that little bit of gas and time to me is nothing. I would rather know that the emerging little bees and bee queens and everything else has got some, spring snackage. You wake up and you're thirsty. And you need that little shot of sugar adrenaline. And okay, some people can't have sugar at all, but okay, caffeine for those of you who have to have caffeine. But yeah, so, and of course the dandelions, most anything you mow down is going to come right back. But right now, these violets only bloom at this time of year around wooded areas. So I'm all about leaving any flowering weeds for those creatures who are so far above me, who've survived hundreds of thousands of million millennia. And I'm going to put some things out to attract dragonflies. I'm going to plant a lot of flowers that attract pollinators and around the garden, and then I'm going to put some bamboo stakes in. They like to stand on the tops of things, like the tops and tips of things. So, but that'll help with my mosquitoes. So I'm going to do some things to attract dragonflies just everywhere, which I see a lot of them every year. I always see a lot of dragonflies. But so that coop's airing out, and it's going to get raked out shortly too. And I have some special shavings that are mixed with rose petals and flowers for the girls' nest boxes. So those are going to get dumped out and refilled. And I'll take a picture or make a wee video once everything, the rose petal bedding is pink. I know, whatever. Okay, so I've become old and weird. Bye, y'all. Say bye, laddie. Say bye with your little crooked beak.